Now, when these are in top original condition, which is incredibly rare to find, they are six-figure guitars, or certainly in dollars. But this one does have great provenance as well. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another guitar auction consignment update here at Gardiner Houlgate Auction Rooms. And we have a more normal consignment update today after the special we did last week on the Bernie Marsden collection, which was episode 1 or part 1, and we'll be back next week or the week after with part 2 from that collection. So another 40-ish guitars that are going in that sale from the collection. Now, as I'm talking, there is a catalogue preview of the Bernie Marsden collection online at www.guitarauctions.com, so have a look there and see what we've got coming up. But today we have some really great things in, some really special things. There's one particularly special guitar that we're going to be showing today, a very, very nice acoustic guitar with amazing history and provenance. It's a guitar that, if it was all original, would be a six-figure guitar, but it's in severe player grade category, and so I guess it's a more affordable chance to get one of said guitars. But stick around through this video to have a look at that. So we have around 20 guitars to show you today, all different price points. I will say probably aiming more towards the higher end. Those of you who enjoyed our bidding on a budget video, there might not be so much stuff in that category, but we will in the future show some of those things. So do go back and look at that Bernie Marsden video. Look out for the next one. Of course, if you hit the bell icon, you will get notified when that next one goes up, and of course all our future videos. But please do subscribe to our channel and like this video, because it helps the guitar community see our videos, see what's coming up in the auction, and gets everyone involved. So enough of me waffling on, as I always say. Let's take a look. So we are not seeing a repeat. You will have seen in a previous video, get all that bubble wrap. One thing with bubble wrap, actually, this guitar's just come in packed. Don't pack guitars with bubble wrap. It can cause harm to finishes, just in case you didn't know. So quick tip there, we'll remove that bubble wrap in a minute. It has literally come in packaged to us. You are not seeing a double here.
Smooth.
You're not seeing a double here. In a couple of consignment videos ago, we did see one of these 60th diamond anniversary Stratocasters with the diamond in the headstock. So this is another one we have coming up in the sale. So two in the sale. I'd say this one, the condition of this one's slightly better. We're always very careful about how we do describe things. It's not mint, but it's not far from a few marks on there. There you can see the diamond plaque neck plate on the back, and then on the back of the head as well. So there we go. This is a 60th anniversary, diamond anniversary Fender Stratocaster with its original case. We're going to stay with Stratocasters, and this one has Artist Association. There we go, the iconic red colour there, and you'll see the facsimile autograph on the head. This is the Mark Knopfler signature Stratocaster. Mark Knopfler had his auction very, very recently, didn't he? Christie's auction, phenomenal results. I think the guitar world was blown away with some of the prices of things. There are a few things I actually thought might make a bit more, but there we go. But this is in very good condition. So artist guitars tend to be fairly good investments. There's one ding on the middle of the back there, but otherwise it's a good thing with its original case. And yeah, these usually make around the £2,000 mark at auction, sometimes a little bit more. That's hammer price, of course, but a good example coming up in June. So we've got another Fender. I promise this is not going to be a Fender heavy episode. I think this might be the last Fender we're showing today, but this is a Telecaster. So this is the Fender Professional Series. The Professional Series took over the American Standard series essentially. So this one's from 2017, and it's just classic 50s spec. Maybe not so much in the neck. The neck's more of a modern C profile, but you've got the butterscotch finish and the black guard. So classic Telecaster, 50s Telecaster looks there, but with the more modern appointments, and it's just in very, very good condition with its original case. You'll see on the case we've got a Takamine coming up, and there is a Takamine in there, or at least I hope there is. There is indeed. There we go. So this is a Takamine Santa Fe model, and the Santa Fe models are probably some of the best acoustics that they do. So this is the ESF-10C, and then the serial number will tell me that it's from 2001, so made in Japan, and these are just good solid acoustic guitars that don't break the bank. We're talking mid-hundreds, and you can't really go too far wrong with them. This guitar is really, really cool. Bit of a story behind it. Those of you who are fans of Taylor guitars will probably know all about this guitar, and if you're fans of Stephen King, you will probably know all about this guitar, and if you don't, you'll want to. So in here we have a Taylor Cujo model. So you can see there with the hound on the fretboard, the really decorative inlay. It's a bit of a stunning guitar, really, isn't it? So there it is, 1997. This is the Cujo 14 model, so the 14 fret. And for those of you who are Stephen King fans, you will know all about his novel Cujo. It was turned into a film as well, 1983 horror film. And you'll see this walnut back and sides. Now, what is significant about this walnut back and sides is that this guitar was made from the big tree that appears in the Cujo film. How cool is that? So in collaboration with Stephen King, Bob Taylor, they got together and came up with this design and concept. And so you've got the label that is signed there by Bob Taylor and Stephen King himself. So if you're a guitarist and you're a big Stephen King fan or a book fan or just into the film in general, what a cool thing to own. And this is number 47 of only 125 made. So really, really cool thing with its original case. And just over here we have the original VHS. There we go, Stephen King Cujo. So yeah, this guitar made from the wood that appears in, very limited edition, and just with the Stephen King and Taylor connection, I think it's a really, really cool piece. So in here we have a artist-owned or previously artist-owned guitar. So this guitar was made for Bruce Watson of Big Country fame. So the guitar was made by Ryan Smith of Smiggs Guitars, based in Fife, and very much based on the Yamaha SG2000. So look at that really deep quilt on the top, but it's got sort of more characteristics in line with sort of Les Paul guitars, with its sort of neck to body construction. But it's a really, really cool thing with that artist provenance. So if you're a fan of Big Country, Bruce Watson was you know, one of the main influential members of the band, and you can see at the top there the custom Watson inlay. So this is a really, really cool piece, especially if you are fans of Big Country, which there are many of you out there. Now I've got something for you that you probably won't have seen. It certainly has a sort of a niche or a cult following, these guitars. So UK made, this is Fingerbone Guitars. So play your fingers to the bone.
To the bone.
There we go. But isn't that a smart guitar? Look at that top, bird's eye maple. it's a wood that a lot of English users do use, actually, bird's eye maple, independent luthiers. But you've got this super strat style, you've got the Kahler trem, the on-off switching for the pickups there, so you can have them in any combination, Seymour Duncan pickups, and the lovely bird's eye maple neck, nice figuring, and the bird's eye maple coming through with some gold-plated shallow tuners as well. Locking trem system, and then you can see the logo Fingerbone Guitars. So this is a really cool, lesser seen, very, very high quality guitar, and you tend to find a lot of custom made, lesser known, certainly UK luthier things can go for the mid-hundreds range. So this is a hell of a lot of guitar for the money. It's really is incredible quality, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it makes. I think £500 to £800, maybe hammer price at auction, but yeah, we'll see what it does. Lovely thing. And if you want something slightly less traditional looking, here's another one by the same maker. And right, I'm going to say to my man behind the camera, if you had to give that guitar a model name, what would it be?
Oh God.
Don't think about it too hard.
The fingerbone something. I really can't know.
You're going to kick yourself. The Fingerbone Red Devil.
Oh, for God's
That's
sake.
what it's called.
Yeah, no, I can see that name. Yeah.
So this is the Fingerbone Red Devil model, and I think you can see why. And again,
It's red and pointy.
red and pointy, yeah.
It's so obvious name.
So obvious, he's kicking himself. Yeah, this is similar concept, on-off switching here, active EMG pickups, and again a Kahler trem, locking system, really good quality guitar, and a bit of a loud shred machine really, but I think it's cool for what it is, and something a bit different. Go and find another one. So we've got something vintage for you, and here is a 1959 Epiphone Century model, and these are just really cool stripped down thin line guitars. The simple P90 type dog ear pickup, US made, and a lot of people like this era Epiphone aesthetically for the, I guess it's the bikini style logo, and quite often these can go missing. But as you can see on the back there, at one point went through Matt Umanoff Guitars, quite a name, his New York store, and this is a really, really cool guitar, and one certainly for the Epiphone collectors. It's had a refret, slightly chunkier frets, some stable tuners installed, but everything else appears to be stock. Nice original finish, so it's got that proper vintage patina. Really nice thing indeed. And if one was not enough, we have another one. This one with its correct tuners. There we go. So this one is, I'd say, slightly better condition, a little bit more original, but similar idea. And look at that, lovely thing. Again, from 1959, with that logo on the head. And yeah, it's a cool thing. I've got no idea what tuning that's in.
Low and slow.
Low and slow, sludgy. This is it's almost the first time I'm looking at it really, but definitely player's grade. But this is a 1956 Gibson Country Western model, so in the natural finish. So the sister or brother, however you want to call it, of the Southern Jumbo, the Sunburst version. And this is in, like I said, restored condition. You can see there's some repaired cracks to the top. The top has been refinished as well by the looks of it, and we do have this big long crack, or various cracks to the back, some parting to the two-piece there. But I'm sure when this guitar has a fresh set of strings on and tuned up correctly, it will sound like most Gibsons do, a lot of great bottom end. It's had replacement tuners by the looks of it there. But yeah, player's grade Gibson Country Western from 1956. Now, this guitar is really quite special. It's a pre-war Martin, although it does look quite new. We will explain why. But this is a pre-war Martin, 1938 D28. Now, when these are in top original condition, which is incredibly rare to find, they are six-figure guitars, or certainly in dollars. But this one does have great provenance as well, and we have all the documentation and provenance you need. So this guitar was originally owned by Bob McNett. Now, that name to a lot of you will not be completely familiar, but Bob McNett played for Hank Williams' backing band, the Drifting Cowboys. And we have here, there we go, there is a vinyl of Hank Williams' original Drifting Cowboys, and there is the band there, and you can see there Bob McNett's name in lights. So Hank Williams and the Drifting Cowboys. Now that's all very well, but how do we know that this guitar was his? Well, one thing we have is a handwritten letter from Bob McNett saying that this was his guitar, which is always helpful. And I'm just going to put this guitar down a second because it's a valuable piece and I don't want to be juggling things around. If we look in this folder of all the provenance, there's the man with his Martin D28. And if we go over a few pages, we can see this is some original ledgers from Martin. This was supplied by Dick Boak, and we have pointed out here with the matching serial number, the guitar that went for repairs in the 80s to Martin guitars. Bob McNett is listed there from Montgomery, PA in the USA. So there's a lot more provenance with this guitar, but I'm just trying to keep this brief for the video's sake. Obviously in the item description this will all be listed and noted. But why does the guitar look how it is? Well, the owner purchased this guitar via Hanks, or what did become Hanks, in London, and when he came across the guitar, it was in quite poor condition. It needed restoration, and it was a lot of money even back then. But he himself thought, right, I'm never going to get the opportunity to own one of these guitars. I think with inflation even back then, I can't remember how long ago it was, 20, 30 years ago, when you calculate inflation, it probably was the same amount of money that it's probably worth today. Now we're offering this with a £10,000 to £20,000 estimate, which, to be honest with you, is very difficult to find them in good condition anyway. You see ones in this example with replaced tops and all sorts that do sell for between the $20,000 to $30,000 when you look around sort of various retailers. But we've got a conservative estimate, and I'm sure it will find its level and it will find a great new home. But this guitar sounds fantastic. Now this does have a replacement top, so the top has been replaced by highly skilled luthiers. Dave King, who was is one of Martin's registered restorers in the UK. He had some involvement in this, not complete involvement with the replacement of the top, but it's a very, very good job indeed. So the neck's obviously been reset, and very well. It's a phenomenal playing guitar, but it does have its original neck, original Brazilian rosewood back and sides, a few repairs there, as the way Brazilian can dry out, but you can see it has been refinished as well. So although it has had work, it's an incredibly rare pre-war Martin D28 with the provenance relating to Hank Williams, Bob McNett, and it really is a fantastic thing, and I'm sure it will be one of the stars of the auction alongside some other great stuff that we've got. But yeah, quite a special guitar, and please do check that catalogue preview and of course the catalogue when it is fully published, because we'll have all the provenance listed, the entire history of the work. We've got everything in detail that we need to work through and list down. Has just come in as well, so a lot of this information is sort of fresh to my knowledge as well. But yeah, we'll be getting all the facts right with the seller, and we've got a whole file of provenance to work through. But what an amazing thing! This is an opportunity, especially a rare opportunity in the UK, to own a pre-war, so 1938 Martin D28 acoustic. We just saw one rather special acoustic guitar, and I don't want to overload you with too many special things, but we do have something else here. I did say at the start of the video we would get to some very, very special guitars. The one I mentioned at the start of the video was the one we just saw, that Martin D28, but this, if you are a Django fan of the gypsy jazz playing style, this is the grail really. So this is a 1932-33. I do need to check where the serial number falls, but this is a Selmer Maccaferri D-hole guitar in, considering its age, pretty good condition. So we've got the headstock there with the patent numbers. So it's not a conversion like some of them can be. You often find a lot of these are converted from tenor guitars, the old Eddie Freeman tenor guitars, and they're re-necked because they have the same body essentially, re-necked to a 6-string. We have had some of those in the past, but this is one of the original ones with the patent numbers. So Mario Maccaferri had the association with Selmer guitars to produce these instruments, so made by Selmer in Paris, and obviously a lot of them shipped over to the UK and sold through Selmer stores, and of course over in Paris as well. But this one, like I said, in good condition for the age. Indian rose with back and sides on these ones, and you've got the neck with the typical grafting, and then the really stylized Selmer tuners. You can see some of the buttons have been replaced on this one, but it's a great thing. You don't often find these in great condition because they can get hammered. Some of that gypsy style playing, gypsy jazz style playing is quite something to watch. I wouldn't even know where to start with that style of music, but there's some phenomenal players around this area for this kind of thing, and we always enjoy the viewing days when people come in and try them out. But you can even see it's got its original resonator intact as well, so it's quite often these go missing. So you'll see this internal resonator designed by Maccaferri, a way of really accenting and pushing out that sound. So yeah, what an amazing thing. This guitar was actually originally an auction purchase, so it's come from a deceased estate, selling for the widow, and you can see the guitar here. Where are we? Lot 63 on page 19, and I believe it was Bonham's. Yeah, Bonham's in Chelsea in 1998. It was sold 2nd of December 1998, and there's a quite incredible thing. There's a Gus guitar there on the back of the catalogue. We had one of those in an auction a short while ago. I think it was December, wasn't it? And there you can see the guitar, 1933 as they say, and is one of the last ones made according to the footnote in the catalogue. So quite an amazing thing. It has just come in, so we're still, again, like the D28, we're still researching the details, but a lovely thing to show you in this consignment update, and that will be coming up as well on the 11th of June. So sticking with the sort of gypsy jazz guitar theme, this is not actually a maker I've come across before, but a Mr. A.D. Weston, made in 1983, and the last Selmer guitar with the big D hole, we call that the big bouche sound hole, and this we know as the petit bouche, the smaller round hole, but the Selmer guitars, more traditional, just for the single hole, and this one's obviously got the addition of the triangular cutouts on either side. But yeah, I don't really know a lot about this guitar. It's obviously well made, well crafted, bird's eye maple back and sides, and it will probably come in at significantly less than the Selmer. The previous Selmer, they can make 10 to 15,000 at auction. This will probably be somewhere in the mid hundreds, but still a really, really nice thing. I have huge guilt for showing two very expensive acoustic guitars, so I'm going to show something a bit more affordable. This is a Yamaha FG180, but not one of the Japanese ones. This is one of the Chinese-made 50th anniversary ones, but still a very good guitar indeed. So, notice the red label, the Nippon Gaki factory in Japan. Very well-regarded guitars from Yamaha from the sort of 1970s, and this sort of commemorates the 50th anniversary of those guitars, really. So a fairly recent guitar, sort of in the lower hundreds price range, but it's a very good guitar indeed. Don't let the Chinese made thing put anyone off. Very good guitars coming out of the Chinese and Korean factories, of course, but just on a bit of a lesser price point, a very good acoustic guitar. Can't really go wrong with one of these. So we're going back to some older guitars now. This one's quite an old thing indeed. So this is a Dobro 85 model resonator guitar. 1930s, I believe. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. But it's an old thing indeed. And a good, solid, sort of standard single cone resonator guitar in fantastic condition with its original semi-rigid fiberboard case. I think around 1935, I would take it a guess, but a Dobro Model 85. So some of you will know all about these guitars and what is significant about them. So this just looks like a very cheap catalogue guitar, doesn't it? A Gallotone Champion. But this is the same model, it's not the guitar, because it'll be worth a fortune, but this is the same model that John Lennon used in first ever gig. The Garden Fete at St Peter's Church Field on the Saturday, 6th of July 1957. So there is a copy of the flyer there, and so these guitars make a lot of money anyway because of the association with John Lennon. This one has been signed to the pickguard by Len Gary, who was one of the members of the Quarrymen. So John Lennon would have played alongside Len Gary, the man who has signed this pickguard, but quite a cool thing, just with that additional autograph on the pickguard there. I told a bit of a porky earlier. I thought I had shown all the Fender guitars, but I forgot about this one that had come in, and we don't feature basses enough, so I thought we better squeeze this one in. But this is an early 70s fretless Fender Precision bass with its original case, as you can see. Got the cover there as well. There's the old cover, one cover at least anyway, but a precision bass, fretless, and plenty of mojo, just exactly what you want to see, but well used, and yeah, really, really nice thing in what appears to be fairly good original condition. I've not had it apart yet, so I can't comment about the pots, etc. But yeah, it's got some nice vintage to it with its original case. So last but not least for today, you'll have actually seen one of these very recently in our last consignment update, one of Mr. Bernie Marsden's. He had a 1976 one of these. This is from 1977. This is the Ibanez Howard Roberts model. Ibanez guitars, these sort of lawsuit era guitars, a copy of a Gibson. Very, very popular these days and have increased in value because of that. Worth, hammer price around £1,000. You can see there all the oxidization on the tuners, and sat around for a while, but really, really well made things. Japanese made Ibanez from 1977, the Howard Roberts model. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that was quite a good selection this time. Really nice and varied. Some rather special, incredible things, and a few more affordable things as well. Let us know what you liked in the comments. What are you going to be bidding on, if anything? Yeah, we always really like to know. Obviously, comment any feedback as well. Remember to subscribe to our channel, like this video, hit the bell icon. Remember, part 2 of the Bernie Marsden collection is coming. We do have other artist collections coming very soon as well. Lots of things in the pipeline for the next auction on the 11th to the 14th of June. Huge 4-day sale. Bernie Marsden collection for one has over 200 lots in now. It's amazing how it's grown. So we're really looking forward to offering that. Very exciting. A lot of the guitar community have really sort of got that date in their diaries already. So like I said, please do subscribe to the channel. Check out the website guitarauctions.com for the previews, and follow us on socials because you will always hear about things first there. So at Guitar Auctions for Instagram and / Guitar Auctions for Facebook. We are on other social media channels, but that's the main two that we do post on daily. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we really do appreciate all your views, and we'll really look forward to seeing you next time.